Iran training terror groups to operate advanced WAVs. Iran is training militias from various countries to operate advanced unmanned aerial vehicles at Kashan Base, Defense Minister Benny Gantz said Sunday. Gantz, who was speaking at the Institute for Counter-Terrorism Policy at Reichman University in Herzilya, said that the Islamic Republic is training militias from Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon, and Syria at the airbase north of the city of Isfahan and is trying to teach them how to manufacture Iranian drones. Iran has created emissary terrorism under the auspices of organized terror armies that help it achieve its economic, political, and military goals. Iran is trying to transfer its knowledge that will enable Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, also in the Gaza Strip, to produce advanced WAVs, he said. According to Gantz, terror operatives from those countries are being trained on flying Iranian WAVs at the base, which is the cornerstone of Iranian aerial terrorism in the region. According to Gantz, the Houthis in Yemen and Shiite militias in Iraq have dozens of advanced WAVs that they have used against Saudi Arabia or American forces in the region. In the coming years, hundreds of these WAVs will be in Syria, and there are constant attempts to smuggle advanced WAVs to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran is also attempting to transfer the know-how needed for UAV production to terror groups like Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in the Gaza Strip. Iranian drones can reach a range of 1,700 kilometers, and their attacks have targeted assets belonging to the United States, Saudi Arabia, Israel, as well as Sunni organizations in Syria and Iraq. The attacks, including deadly ones like on the Mercer Street, have led to an urgent need for a response to Iranian drones. According to a report in Haaretz, those issues have been a central aspect of the recent security meeting between Israel and the United States during visits by both Gantz and IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant Aviv Kohavi. Iran is investing hundreds of millions of rials in the production and export of WAVs and weapons. It's doubled its defense budget at the expense of its citizens. The production of advanced WAVs like the Shahad 136 costs tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine how many thousands of vaccines could have been provided to citizens at the cost of a single UAV, Gantz said. Turning to Iran's nuclear program, he said that Tehran does not honor the agreements that it's signed, and there is no reason to believe that it will honor any future agreements. According to Gantz, a nuclear Iran would lead to a regional arms race that would be an existential threat to Israel and the entire world. The defense minister said that the recent report by the International Atomic Energy Agency that found that Iran has continued to increase production of high-enriched uranium while failing to resume full cooperation with nuclear inspectors was the first time in a decade that it cast doubt on the civilian nature of Iran's nuclear program. Iran does not honor the agreements it has signed, and there is no reason to believe that it will honor any future agreements. The time has come for action. I call on the countries that are still members of the nuclear agreement to impose the sanctions set out in the agreement. It's time to make a snapback, Gantz stressed. The efforts against Iran, as well as against Afghanistan and other countries, are not just interests for the Middle East or for the West. Proxies can be set up anywhere in the world. This is the time for all the world's powers, including Russia and China, to join the campaign to maintain global stability. Iran will continue to play chess until we have a checkmate, he said. Regarding developments in Israel in recent days, Gantz said that security forces will continue to hunt the last two fugitives who escaped from Gilboa prison last week by all means and joint forces. He said that while Israel has no intention to harm Palestinians and is promoting economic moves in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, if terrorist organizations try to take advantage of the situation, and act on the backs of most Palestinians who want to continue the trend of economic development and stability, they will be the first to be charged a price.